Hello and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we're talking about the manager merry-go-round that is happening in the Premier League, and two managers in particular, being Enzo Maresca and Kieran McKenna. Make sure to like the video and make sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers before the end of the year, so yeah, if you're new here, please subscribe. Let's get into it. Enzo Maresca has been linked to Chelsea. He's actually quite advanced in the move to Chelsea. This is the thing as well. He's only just got Leicester promoted, and it's looking like Enzo Maresca and Kieran McKenna could both leave, which is a major problem. That's a major problem if you're from the perspective of Leicester and Ipswich. Now, if we are going to have a look at the reports coming up from The Athletic, Chelsea have made an official approach to Leicester City over Enzo Maresca and hope to strike a deal for him to be their next head coach by the end of the week. Now, it was already reported last week that Chelsea wanted to get their manager situation resolved by the end of the week. And there's a bit of uproar on Twitter. I've said it doesn't make any sense. Now, I want to just analyse this real quick. Enzo Maresca is a good coach, but Enzo Maresca is definitely far from ready for this level in terms of the club he is managing. I think the pitch is too big for him, as they say. The job is too big. The job is way too big for him. He's only this is probably his only second or third season of management. He's managed before, but he's only just started managing in English football as a proper head coach, as a proper manager. He was in Pep Guardiola's backroom staff at Manchester City, but for me, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have enough in him. Tactically, it might improve. I think Chelsea will have more of an identity of what they see and what, when you watch a Chelsea side, you'll know what they're trying to do on the pitch. He obviously knows Romeo Lavia and Cole Palmer well from the Manchester City days. And I think he will actually do better with the midfield of Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. But I actually got the Pochettino sacking. But I don't think Chelsea will finish any higher than they did. Now, what do Chelsea fans, what are their expectations from this? Are they still expecting top four? Because I don't think they'll get it with Enzo. And you've now got two Enzos, so it's going to get very confusing. But also, is this not too much too soon? This clearly fits the style of play that the owners are trying to go for. But is going from Poch to Enzo Maresca a good idea? The Leicester City coach that just about got them promoted. The guy is very stubborn in his ways as well. A lot of people are talking about the Wilfred Ndidi being slightly advanced as an 8 and sometimes a number 10. But he will get you playing good football. And I think the players that will mainly benefit from the Enzo Maresca style of play is someone like Nicholas Jackson and Noni Madueke and Mark Cucurella. The reason why I say those three in particular, Nicholas Jackson has had a lot of criticism. This is his first season as the only striker at Chelsea. Broja was only there for a bit. Datro Fofana didn't play. He was out on loan. And that Washington guy's a youngster. So Nicholas Jackson, unfortunately for him, had all the pressure of being the only number 9 at Chelsea, even though he's probably better off the left. The guy's very skillful, Nicholas Jackson. He can run down on the channels. He can easily beat defenders 1v1. And I think Enzo Maresca will get the best out of him in that situation. Noni Madueke, I can obviously, if you watch Leicester, Fatawu done really well, getting goals and assists, can cut in on his left foot, can create chances, etc. Noni Madueke, for me, similar profile. I think Madueke has more to him than Fatawu. And I think Noni Madueke, in terms of just goals and assists and in terms of having more confidence on the pitch, he will benefit more from an Enzo Maresca. I think Enzo Fernandez, when he comes back fully fit, he'll benefit more. Moises Caicedo was already getting into his groove. Someone like a Cole Palmer is going to benefit of Enzo Maresca as well. He'll love him. And I think Marc Cucurella, obviously you saw the way Pochettino finally switched it up and inverted Marc Cucurella. And Enzo Maresca likes to do that with the fullbacks. He likes to play, obviously, what everyone does, and that's the three and then the box ahead of the three, etc., and the box in midfield and all that. That's one of the fullbacks coming in from that. Marc Cucurella will benefit from that. Marc Cucurella will look like one of the better left-backs next season due to the way Enzo Maresca plays. However, his whole coaching of the way he plays off the ball, not too sure is going to work with Chelsea. I'm not too sure. This also does depend on who Chelsea sign as well. I don't know whether this Estalvo or whatever his name is going to be this first team player or he's going to be a youngster, but apparently that has no effect towards Chelsea's budget anyway. But it's a bit of a weird one for me. They're going to have to get another goalkeeper as well because Petrovic doesn't really play out like that. And apparently Robert Sanchez is already being looked at as someone that needs to be sold. He's someone that Chelsea shouldn't have signed in the first place, but I said that last year. And yeah, with Enzo Maresca, it's a bit up in the air for me. I think Chelsea might get like 6th and 5th again. They will get a Europa League. Obviously, if someone doesn't win the FA Cup, that isn't in Europe this time. But any higher than that, I don't see it. I don't see them winning a trophy either with Enzo Maresca in charge. But he will get the best out of the younger players. It's just whether Chelsea will look leaky defensively. And his ability to unlock low blocks, I'm not particularly too sure on. Because a lot of people in the Championship like to play football anyway. But a lot of the people in the Championship also like to play three at the back, which is hard to break down anyway, even if you're playing high up the pitch. But even if you're playing quite deep, it's obviously harder to break down. So it'll be interesting to see how he switches it up. Sometimes, like, for example, when they beat Bournemouth, I think it was in the FA Cup, he did switch it up. He did sit back a little bit, and he did hit them on the counter. So he might switch it up away from home. But I do think there's going to be a few away games where Chelsea fans will be scared because of the way they play. The way they will play. It will look good in pre-season because good football always looks good in pre-season. You see it and you think, oh, maybe we'll play good football. But we will see. Now, let's get on to Kieran McKenna to Brighton. Now, Kieran McKenna, a good manager. Another manager that in Championship that likes to play football. He did a very good coaching job and got back-to-back promotions with Ipswich. Now, it looks like Ipswich are going to have to find a whole new manager to keep themselves up in the Premier League because that's going to be their target. They're going to have to survive relegation and it's going to be very hard for them. I can't see them surviving anyway. Especially with the manager that got them promoted gone. I don't think that instills much confidence into the fans. However, I'm sure the fans will be up for the underdog story, same way Luton were. They're a bigger club than Luton, but you know what I mean. Brighton are going to get Kieran McKenna, apparently. They're waiting on what Kieran McKenna has to say on his decision. I think Kieran McKenna should stay at Ipswich. I think this is too early for someone like a Kieran McKenna right now. Someone like a Man United as well. It's too early for Kieran McKenna. Someone like a Chelsea turned him down. It's too early. Build something with Ipswich, like, to a higher scale. When I talk about Xabi Alonso is staying at Leverkusen because you got another chance to build again. He won 2 trophies this season. Can he win the Bundesliga again? With Vincent Kompany at Bayern, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Alonso versus Kompany for the title should be very interesting. However, in this stage as well, I can relate it back to a lower stage with Kieran McKenna. Build something at Ipswich. Keep them up. Do what Thomas Frank is doing at Brentford. I don't think Thomas Frank is... his ceiling is any higher than Brentford for me. He's a good tactical coach. He's working on a lower budget than other teams. I don't think he should be taking big jobs. I think Thomas Frank should stay at Brentford. Listen, he's an ambitious man. He probably wants a bigger job eventually. However, I don't think he's made for it. I think he should stay at Brentford. Kieran McKenna, I think he has a high ceiling, but it's too early to say right now. Literally, like, not that long ago, he was in League One. He's done well since leaving Man United and being a member of the backroom staff in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's coaching staff at Manchester United. And little did Man United know that Carrick and McKenna were right there, who are better coaches than Solskjaer, and they were the assistants and coaches and whatever. I think Kieran McKenna will do well at Brighton because Brighton players are already used to playing football. However, Brighton do need to spend a bit more. I know Brighton's whole thing is that they sell for more and they buy less and they buy gems, but they need proper midfielders. Billy Gilmore's the only one that's like a proper midfielder, and Pascal Gross, but he plays everywhere. They need someone that's like a creator from deep and a proper like number 6. And that was a big problem with McAllister and Caicedo going. They didn't feel like they replaced them. And that's why they kind of petered off in the end. They didn't actually win that many games in 2024 under Robert De Zerbi. Someone who I don't rate as highly as other people do, but is what it is. I think Kieran McKenna will do well, because obviously when the transition from Potter to De Zerbi was very easy, because Graham Potter already played a certain type of way with Brighton. So when De Zerbi comes in, it's not too different. It's not too different. So they will get used to that. Ipswich played out from the back. Obviously, sometimes it's going to punish you playing out from the back. But Kieran McKenna will do well at Brighton. However, I worry for the teams like Ipswich and teams like Leicester who they're going to hire. Because I have no idea what manager or what direction they're going to go in. I'm assuming it's going to be a similar manager, a similar brand of manager in terms of the football side of things. However, let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure to like the video and make sure to subscribe if you are new. Social medias are in the description if you want to follow me and email for the inquiries. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers before the end of the year, so you can make that happen. That would be great. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.